What's up, everybody? It's live before lock. Fully caffeinated tonight, which is a dangerous thing. But I'm excited. We got TST back. TST, how are we doing, sir?
I'm doing well, doing well. Looking forward to another week on Sorare. Came back and won some rewards this week. Watched one lineup fall down the standings as Jokic was going off, and then another one come out of nowhere and make it in. So I was on both ends of the Jokic performance there.
There we go. Jokic was just incredible last night. That was bonkers. Hey, TST, you're like super choppy right now. Are you getting that on my end too, or are you just is it just you?
It's probably me.
Okay.
I'll try to figure some stuff out here.
You're fine. Let me set the table a little bit with what's going on today. We actually might be streaming this thing on Twitter too. I can't remember the buttons that I pressed. We are live on Twitter. Hell yeah! So if you're over on Twitter watching us, come on over to our YouTube, baby, because we're gonna be doing a giveaway. Let me set that up right now. So in order to qualify for this thing, all you have to do is like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Team Hold into the chat. That will qualify you. And as always, right, if we get up to 200 live viewers, the limited turns into a rare. That's what we'll give away. It'll be a rare. On Friday, we made it to 170. We're 30 away. We didn't get there. But if we do it, if we get up there, it will be huge. It'll be huge. And if this is your first time joining, this is how this show is going to work. We are going to go over some of the injury news. Then we'll go into some of the projections. As always, we use Momentum Labs projections. You can find a link to them in the show notes. And then we'll just take a shit ton of questions as we go. It'll be pretty chaotic. But let me quickly just do a rundown here of some of the injury news. I'll actually share what I'm looking at over here on Underdog. You can follow Underdog as well. We got news.
Shay's in.
SGA is in. There we go. Breaking news. So we got Luka is available. LeBron is out. So that means the Lakers are without LeBron and Anthony Davis tonight. I think they're also without Pat Beverly. I can't remember, though. SGA, like we said, is in. Devin Booker is out. DeAndre Ayton is questionable, although he was seen at shoot around. What does that mean? DeJounte Murray might be making his return back. John Collins is out of his boot and playing basketball. Jeremy Grant and Yusuf Nurkic are both questionable, which would really wild some stuff up for the Blazers. OG Anunoby is questionable. Keldon Johnson is questionable. Rudy Gobert is still questionable. Naz Reid is back in, though, so you don't have to worry about that. Terry Rozier is doubtful. D'Lo probable. Gary Trent Jr. is questionable. Kelly O is out. Dwight Powell is questionable. Tim Hardaway Jr. questionable. And Josh Hart probable. We still get a ton of news we're probably waiting for, but man, I don't know. TST, what's your first reaction to all of the news that we saw today, and kind of how are you approaching today's action?
I would say the Portland one is kind of maybe the most unknowns that are kind of could make some differences for some people and making those decisions. Unfortunately, West Coast, so we probably won't have those necessarily before lock, but you could roll some dice with some front court lower end Portland players if you want to take a risk on that one. The other ones, again, feel like we're kind of starting to get people back versus new stuff where people are popping off and stuff. So it's kind of not as crazy as some of the weeks, it seems. But there's a couple here and there that I think are more not necessarily where you go find the low cap player, but where you might see someone that regularly play get a little more usage. Like OKC not having Giddey is interesting to me. Also, if you have Giddey and you're thinking of playing him, it's an illness thing, so he might play in the second game, but that first game, make someone like Lou Dort a little more interesting.
Yeah. Definitely. I think the Lakers situation is something too, with no LeBron and no AD. Guys like Lonnie Walker probably pop a little bit. Russ obviously becomes a usage monster, right? Russ becomes a great play. And then with no AD, Thomas Bryant has proven to be an offensive machine. And also Damian Jones is going to pop a little bit more too. So there's just so much Laker usage to go around. It sounds like LeBron's just going to miss one game. I can't remember how many Lakers games are this game week, so we'll look at that. I'll move over to projections in a second too. Shinro's saying I think we have Austin Reeves out too. I know that Austin Reeves is going back and forth, so I'll verify that before we.
Yeah, he's out.
He's out. All right, Austin Reeves is out. So all of those Lakers guys should move around. What I'm going to do before we dive into the projections, also we got a Bandy sighting here in the background. Here we go. Let's take a look at what the contest we have today. So we still have the common contender and common champion. They're still doing the winner receives NBA League Pass for the for all the champions, right? As always, if you're doing common tournaments, like focus on the common champion because that comes back with limited rewards versus common rewards. So definitely that should be your priority if you're just doing common. They also introduced the common all defense, which defensive points. Then we have the limited contender, limited champ, limited all offense is the new one. I can't stress this enough. There's 4,500 entrants and 230 rewards. This should be the last thing you focus on. Okay. The last thing oops, that's not what I meant to click. The last thing you focus on, right? When you look at for limited champion, there's almost 6,300 entrants and 1,150 rewards, 77 entrants, 7,700 entrants, 2,200 rewards. So just pay attention to that as you're like constructing your lineups. So anyways, I wanted to get that off my chest. Now you ready to dive into some projections, or do you have any tournament thoughts?
Rare this week too has gone to the first week that is only rares and not limited. So I expect we get like a low of entries in those. And it may be for some people that you got to shift your focus. Maybe you're playing in both of them, but like for me personally, like my rare champion is just pretty much just like throw in my other ones because I have 10 rares and I just focused on rare contender. It's the only thing that I'm going to be able to, use really compete in because I'm sure as many people were doing, they were using, their limiteds for even in the contender, they're probably using the value low cap ones there or like filling in with a high end one if they had a low value one rare. So that'll be interesting to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, that is going to be. I'm surprised. I'm curious to see what the scoring is going to look like after the week's over. Just also, OG still a game time decision. Gary Trent Jr. just got ruled out, so there you go. There's some more info. I just want to remind the people to like the stream, subscribe, #Team Hold for the giveaway at the end. We have 97 live viewers, 60 entrants. What the hell are you guys doing? All right, let's get into these projections. Let's start here down at the bottom and just kind of see what pops. We'll just go over this. We'll just go over the value stuff, and then we can start peppering us with some questions. But Ty Washington, I talked a little bit about today. He's projecting pretty well. I'm not really interested in playing him this week, but I am interested in him in the future as the Rockets have like messed around with their starting lineup. Oh, not the starting lineup, but like their rotations a little bit. So I just pay attention to Ty. Christian Braun is popping again, and he's almost 3x his projection. But here's the thing. Right before we went live, the Nuggets were like, all 50 million people that live in Denver are questionable. Jokic is probable for tomorrow, but Porter Jr. doubtful. KCP is questionable. Jamal Murray's questionable. Jeff Green is questionable. So everybody and their mother is questionable. So that's something to pay attention to.
Was Aaron Gordon?
I don't know if I don't think Aaron Gordon was questionable, actually. I don't think I saw his name. So Gordon and Jokic felt safe. Obviously somebody like Bones is going to pop. But anyways, I feel like Christian Braun, who has been has a cap of 5 and a projection of like 10 for the last couple of weeks, or I mean, his projection's been higher than 10, but that really has been hitting 10. I think has a little bit of meat on it. Zeely's asking about Nathan Knight. So Nathan Knight popped because Naz Reid went out. Naz Reid is back in, and Rudy Gobert is questionable. So to me, the Knight thing, I mean, if Rudy's out, he's probably okay, right, at his low cap. Let me just double check with Nathan Knight's. He's got a cap of 2. So, like, if Rudy's out, sure. But if Rudy's back in, he's not going to see the court. He's not going to see the court. See, that's how far down we were. Okay. I don't know. Anybody that you really like in this range? We got Kendrick Nunn, who's popping a little bit with that injury. Kaminsky's popping a little. Anybody that you like?
I was going to say Kaminsky is like kind of interesting, but like, with other people back, like with John Collins being back, that might like limit him a bit, right?
Yeah.
Because they can go smaller with him. I mean, he put up 30, I think, last game, which is pretty good, especially at that cap. And, that might be a situation where he is like maybe lean more contender with him because, like getting a 6 in contender and hitting 10, 15 is pretty good, but hitting a 6 in champion and, only getting, 15 out of them doesn't help as much. So I would just maybe shift if you were thinking of putting him in a champion to contender with him, but he should still get some minutes even with like Collins back. So
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it limits his upside a little bit with John Collins. I put him on the value hunting thing. What I would say about Frank Kaminsky is if you are just trying to like secure points, if you're like, I need a low guy that's like guaranteed 10 points or more, I wouldn't play Kaminsky. I think Kaminsky has a lot of upside, but if you also told me Kaminsky played 12 minutes and went 0 for 3 from 3, and then that was it, I also wouldn't be surprised. I'm hoping people are less excited about Okongwu after kind of a poor performance over the weekend, and that maybe he's played a little less frequently, because I really like him today again as well. I'm gonna keep scrolling up a little bit before we start like really hammering questions, just so I just want to, the 20 and under guys are the ones that stick out. Damian Jones, we already touched on a little bit. I think this is fragile too. Like he could play 25 minutes, he could play 5 minutes. Like I think it's all over the place. Branham, I'm surprised is popping, but Malachi Branham's popping. I don't know. Miles McBride, Austin Rivers, who we saw have a good game for the first time in 15 years yesterday.
Since
Willie Hernan,
Duke, right?
Well, yeah, since Duke. Willie Hernan Gomez was popping. I don't know why. Do you have anything on the Pelican? Is like Larry Nance out? Did I miss something?
I didn't get why he was popping that much. I liked it because I have his rare. Larry Nance is doubtful.
Okay, so there you go. That's why Larry Nance is out. I mean, that's why he's popping. Because I was like, oh, Jonas is going to miss time, and it was like, nope, he's not. I think that's pretty fragile too, in my opinion, because he doesn't play the same way Larry Nance does as like a small ball 5. So that's something to keep in mind. My wife just came home for the first time in 4 days. My dog lost his mind. Biombo with a cap of 11 is great if DeAndre Ayton sits, but you might be guessing. I don't know if we're going to have that news in time. So I mean, high risk, high reward there probably. Terrence Davis continuing to pop. Darius Baisley once again will pop and then maybe not play. Anybody else? And Thomas Bryant, obviously, right? Cap of 16 with a projection of 33. I mean, that's the smash play in this. And Dennis Schroeder also popping. Those are like the smash plays in this range. I don't know. Anything else you want to hit before we start hammering some questions?
Yeah, I'd just say like the Lakers situation is probably like, if you have those guys, definitely work them in some sort of way. You could also look to try to use your swap if you haven't today to try to get one of those. And if I don't know, it might be worth sharing. Just give me a sec. I'll pull up Sorare, because I don't know if like people know how they can kind of work the swap a little bit to their advantage.
Okay.
I already did my swap, so I can't actually do the swap part, but I'll just
I haven't
share
done
my screen here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, just use your screen. I can talk you through it. Just go to the limited contender first.
All right. Go to limited contender.
So like pop it up, not like entering your lineup, like where you get the info of it, like just the actual word. So like basically what you do, go to prize pool. So this is what I've been doing with my swap a little bit. And then like, say you want to get one of those Lakers, when you're doing the swap, it swaps for the same tier. So you want to try to find where that Laker is. So if you hit like tier 3, maybe they're in. So if you click actually where it says tier 3, we can see all the players there, and then you can switch to whatever. So I don't know if Austin Reeves is there, not who you'd want. Anyway, Lonnie Walker's here. So that'd be like 1 in this target. Is there any others?
Seems to be it. Yeah, it seems
to be it. We might even want to look at tier 4. But basically, I find like the player or players I'm looking for. So Damian Jones is there. And then you just look at the commons you own. So for example, like I own a Kai Jones. And then I would go find someone that is in that range and then trade them in. You're not necessarily going to land who you're looking for, but you might have an opportunity to. So here, like you got Max.
First one was the Laker. I was like, let's go.
But so that's just like something I've been doing. It worked decently well for me last week. It helped me get a reward in the champion.
That's really
common
sharp.
one for the first time. So it's not super obvious where to find those tiers. So I think some people might be helpful for someone. And Justin's not happy you didn't pick THT there.
I know. One other question for you, TSC. Actually, before we go back into some of this stuff, what are your thoughts on Malachi Flynn right now? Because I know Malachi's popping. Gary Trent Jr. is out. I was like, oh wow, he's not projecting at all. That's got to be wrong.
No. So my thoughts right now are that I'm so frustrated with the Raptors. The reason he's not projecting right now is because OG and Trent might be back, and
Trent's out.
basically, oh, he's out now.
Yeah, that was right before we dove into
Right
the
before we
sheets.
went. Okay. So with OG, so it was because they were possibly playing and they were projecting to play at the time is why he's not. Like he's been playing as of late because they have no shooting without Trent and OG. And that's why he's been playing over Banton.
Yeah.
But like I didn't love him as a play. There's not a Raptor really that I'd recommend right now. That's
That's
what I'll say.
Fred VanVleet. That's the only one that Fred VanVleet's gonna like. His volume is there.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive into some questions here. If you guys have questions for lineups, go ahead and fire those in there. Also, remind the people to like the stream, subscribe. We got 130 watching, only 86 entrants. Remember, we get this up to 200 live viewers. 200 live viewers will give away a rare. How is the Hornets situation right now, Lotto? Garbage. Sorry, guys, my nose is running. Terry Rozier is doubtful, so he's not going to play. Honestly, that helps like LaMelo, but the backup minutes between McGowan's and Theo Maledon feel kind of split. So I'm a little hesitant to like really hammer that situation. I think like LaMelo is where I would go. I mean, obviously that's like a no brainer. Nick Richards, honestly, if he gets the right run, he's been pretty effective off the back end. But I don't know. Any thoughts on Charlotte besides being a dumpster fire?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and I feel like that LaMelo's back kind of like limits some of the other people that were getting more usage before too. So like that Terry Rozier being out is like less. Before we'd be like, oh, Kelly Oubre Jr., a little more PJ Washington maybe, and Maledon actually would play a lot more. So yeah, basically with him back, it's like LaMelo is probably still a decent play for his cap. Like if you're fitting him in as your second player, I think his cap's do you have him there? He's like 40 or something, like 40, low 40s at the worst. So if that's like your second player in a champion, or you squeeze him into a limited, that's a decent play because I feel like we still haven't seen like a massive LaMelo game, and he's bound to have
in the last couple games he's been picking it up too. The shot's been falling a little bit. Evo says, not feeling my potential lineup for limited champ. LeBron and Rudy are key to my team. Would you recommend focusing on contender? Yeah, I think so. If you can't play LeBron or Rudy, I do think so. Yeah. Would you rather play Eric Gordon or George Yang? Let's look at Gordon first. Gordon has a cap at 17 with a projection of 21. Gorgeous Yang. Yeah, it looks like Eric Gordon's the play there by a lot.
Yeah.
So because you're not really saving any cap there. So Veronica says top two Lakers. I mean, Russ has to be the play, right? I can't remember what Russ's cap is. So his cap's 33. But I mean, Russ's ceiling is enormous, right?
Yeah. Like at 33, yeah, he is a nice play at 33. Like he could easily get in the 50s. If you're looking like where you're trying to like get some cap out of people, like it depends what you're doing. If you're just looking for who's gonna get you the most, it's definitely him. But if you're looking to save some cap potentially, and I like Dennis Schroeder in this situation too. Like I just feel like his cap is 17. Lonnie Walker, I feel like is maybe a safer than Dennis Schroeder. Like I feel like but he's not going to give you. I feel like his ceiling's a little lower than Schroeder maybe. And then Thomas Bryant, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, Thomas Bryant's probably my favorite. The Schroeder call's good too. The thing about Lonnie Walker is like he has to get the points. He's not going to get a lot of rebounds and assists. I don't think he's going to do a lot of the peripherals for you. So you just need him to score like 35 real points. So I don't hate that. Ruben's asking about Bruce Brown. We can look up Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown's got a solid role regardless, but if all those guys are going to miss time, he's right now has got a cap of 26 and a projection of 32, and that's without the injury news. So they only have one game, but I kind of like that dart throw. All right, Eugene. You want to look at how many Eugenes are in the NBA right now? They OKC one game, cap of 10, projection of 10. I mean,
Isn't he projected to start though?
yeah, I just
I think
like
Underdog has him starting.
that's I mean over Giddy, right? Like that's the Giddy role. I think it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I think
I mean, at 10, it's nice.
yeah,
Like
I,
someone like when you're at that low of cap, like part of it is just finding people that get minutes, right? So if he's
yeah.
projecting to get some minutes, then that could be all right.
Shinder's asking who would you choose between Harry Barnes and Looney? So I feel like
This is a
Looney's
good
gonna.
question.
Yeah, is that also what you have to do right now?
No, but I did look at both of them in separate. Like I looked at Harrison Barnes as a common, and I have
Yeah,
a Looney limited. So Looney went off last game week too, and
yeah. Looney's in a good spot because of all the injury stuff. They both have 2 games. Man, that's a coin flip, dude. I don't know. They both have a cap of 23. Barnes technically projects a little bit better, but I don't hate that. Halliard asks on Mac, is he gonna play? I don't know. Max Christie, that's the guy who I just didn't pick from the Lakers.
yeah,
There you go. He's got a cap of 8 and a projection of 8. I mean, at that point, I don't hate the dart throw if you're just getting a little spicy. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, it's really loud. Let me check Markel Fultz. What's going on with Markel Fultz? He's got a cap of 22 and a projection of 28. They have 2 games. It says he's off the injury report, but they do have a back-to-back. So there you go. There you go.
yeah. I like that play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him as just as those low 20s, those low
Yeah.
20s that he could get into the 30s, 40s. I think.
Yeah, I like that. Courtside asking Naz Reid and Kevin Herter, Austin Rivers, and a Barnes. Oh, I'll just say for the chat, there's 2 Barnes, right? Multiple Barnes. You're gonna let me know which one. Either way, though, Austin Rivers isn't playing one of these games, so I think I would just go Reid and Herter and hope Rudy sits.
Yeah, I'd agree on that.
Best player in the 20 to 30 cap range. That's a huge range, Alex. But let's see what we got here. 20 to 30. We can just see who pops the most. Let's see. No, not Chris Middleton. Everything's kind of like, I guess Kawhi. Wow, Kawhi's cap is still 27. I mean, that's pretty expensive. But go ahead.
But for one game, like I feel like them having one game is less of a negative for Kawhi.
Right.
Because it's like more likely to play that game. And if they have 2 games, you're always risking that basically he's only going to play 1 or none. So
yeah.
I don't mind the Kawhi play.
I don't hate taking a shot on Josh Hart either. If some of those forwards like Jeremy Grant and Nurk sit tonight, Hart, who's probable, will get a little bit more of a role. Bogdan Bogdanovic has been shooting out of his mind and is still relatively cheap-ish, so I don't hate that for his cap. Although if DeJounte does come back, that limits the upside a little bit. Jalen Duren, I like Jalen Duren. He seems, I feel like he has more upside. So he's got a cap of 19 and projection of 27. He's just been consistently getting double-digit rebounds. And I think if he, I think he had 15 and 14 or 14 and 13 this most recent game. I don't know. I don't hate the Duren call. What about you?
Yeah, I like him. He's just being a big like that too. Like he was averaging almost a block a game when he was getting like less minutes even. So now I imagine that number will start to creep up. Maybe like we can be getting a couple multiple block games from him. So I think he does have some ceiling upside. What do you think about DiVincenzo?
Yeah, I think he's
mid-20s. He's interesting to me.
Yeah, he's moved into the starting lineup. He's been pretty sharp. He's been shooting really well too. I mean, the minutes are going to be there with no Steph, right? I mean, I guess we didn't really talk about the Warriors situation, but Clay's also questionable for tomorrow. And if like Clay sits, that blows everything up. Like Poole's usage is already nuts. But if Poole and if Clay sits, Dante DiVincenzo, Moody, like all of those guys are going to pop a little bit more. But I like DiVincenzo. It's a good call.
Yeah, and Wiggins is already confirmed out too. So
yeah, Wiggins is already out,
coming back.
Yeah, so that we can talk about Kuminga a little bit, who's probable, who kind of was a letdown this weekend. Arrow Quickie says, quick question, is Scottie Pippen Jr. Man, no, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. You have any thoughts on Scottie?
I'm not like I'm not high on him really long term. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see him having like a prominent role in the NBA really.
No, that's if you're taking like a severe dart throw there if you're doing that. Magnum's asking, is Trent Forrest still playable at 10? I don't think so. Especially if DeJounte comes back. I don't really love it as much. TST, do you mind just cooking solo for just 1 second?
Yeah, you want to give me some share screen capabilities here?
Yeah, I don't think I can do that in real time, but share screen. Yes, yeah, if you want to ask for it, yeah. Also, you are so choppy, dude. I don't know what's going on with the cam today.
That is my internet because I took my laptop when I left town.
There you go. All right, I'm going to pop for 1 second.
Yeah, no worries. All right, let's see what we got here. Biyombo or Aaron Holiday? Ooh, that one's tough because they're both kind of waiting on what's Aaron Holiday saying. He's probably, yeah, I don't like Aaron Holiday anymore at all, but Bismack doesn't necessarily do much. Like he's projecting much better, but that all has to do with whether Ayton or not comes. So I definitely go Bismack if you actually have to choose between one of the two there. And you said Gafford or Alexander Walker. Let's see what Gafford's saying. Gafford's cap at 21.14. What's Alexander Walker's cap up to? It's been pretty high. Oof, they're pretty same. I'd take in that situation, I'd go with the 3 games. Nickeil Alexander-Walker has 3 games with Utah. Hope for, some usage in one of those a little higher. I'm just going to refresh Underdog as well, see if we get any newer up-to-date injury news right now. Nurkic ruled out. I think some people were talking about that in the chat. So maybe I'll pop over to Portland right now. And just bring up just how.
Sorry, my nose is leaking.
No worries. So Nurkic is officially out.
Ooh.
I'm just bringing up Portland now. So obviously, Eubanks is going to be a big beneficiary of that.
I'll take back over just because you are choppy over there with sharing screen. Yeah, so Eubanks, right, only has a cap of 15. Let's see. You know what will be fun to see? And I don't know if this is what you were doing right now. Let's see like how quickly this goes up. Like, I wonder if he's just absolutely flying off the market right now. We'll just look at limited for the time being. Cap of 15. He's only $15 too, and that's that. I don't have enough ETH for that. But he's going to be like the play. He's a smash play because I mean that's, to me, that's worth it for a cap of 15.
Yeah, what's Trendon Watford going for too?
Yeah, Watford. I mean, especially if Grant is out, and Winslow. Like, did they say anything about Watford's 9? Cap at 13, $9. And let me.
Because he went off this weekend, right?
Yeah, he had a solid game, and then Winslow's cap's too high for that spot. But yeah, that's pretty fascinating there with those guys out. Let's see. Are there any other updates too? Yeah, Nurkic out. Butler's probable for tomorrow. Okoro's starting for Lamar Stevens, who's hurt. Wait, now they're saying John Collins is a game time decision. So, wow, man, that's the old dumpster fire. How do we feel about? Sorry, what were you saying?
I feel like DeJounte Murray being called a game time now is like kind of more positive looking, whereas John Collins is more negative looking than we were assuming.
Yeah, I think so too. Troy Brown Jr., Weisberg cap at 13, projection is just under 15. I don't know. I mean, it's fine. I think it's fine. OKC has 2 games. The info is wrong. I think that's because the player you were looking at is only playing one of those games. That's how this works, right? So if we look at SGA, it says he has 2 games. But if we look at someone that is projected to miss a game, it's only got 1 game. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, Giddey's only projecting 1 on the sheets because he's sick.
So that's why. I'm sorry I'm missing a bunch of. Oh yeah, we should talk Booker out. With Booker out, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges, all of these guys are going to get a bump, right? So Chris Paul is a cap of 33 and a projection of 42. He's really solid. Mikal Bridges has a cap of 32, projection of 37. So yeah, both of those guys really solid plays. And if Ayton misses 2, it's going to move up a little bit more. I missed a ton of the chat, so I'm going to scroll down to the bottom so I can just be caught up, and then you guys can catch me up here. If I missed anything, you can fire it in again. Also, remind the people, like the stream, subscribe, hashtag team hold. We'll spin this thing. I'm going to build my lineup here in like 5 minutes or so too. So, and we'll keep asking questions. All right, let me see. What do we got here? Hey, Block Wiggins from the Thunder or Coloco for a scoring cap of 12. Whoa.
Not Coloco.
Yeah, not Coloco. I actually think it's Wiggins. I think I'd rank him Wiggins. Wiggins has the most upside. Bullock's probably the safest. Coloco's shit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bol will have value with Bamba playing well. Yeah, Bol's going to continue to be a good play, Gavin. Bol is, I mean, his minutes feel secure at this point.
I also like that his cap is kind of cooled off a bit, and just his style of play is super upsidey. So I think he's now in that place where you can kind of like throw him in and hope that you get a ceiling game from him. Whereas he had too many of those in a row and his cap was crazy for a little bit. So his cap cooling off is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying SGA versus Mitchell. I lean SGA. I will always lean SGA because I'm an SGA fan, but let's see what the projections say. So SGA's projection is cap is a 45 with a projection of just under 49. Donovan has a cap of 40 and a projection of 43. So I guess that depends on your line of construction.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rohat's asking about Mike Conley. We can check Conley out. I haven't looked at him.
The Conley zone, 25 and 25 projected, and
what did you say?
Oh man, is my internet that bad?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Did it get worse?
Yeah.
Okay, I tried looking up Wi-Fi instead.
Here, I'll boot you for a second and then give me a thumbs up when you're ready to go. Conley's got a cap of 23 and a projection of 27. I think that looks like. What else we got? So yeah, Conley I think is fine. What two players would you recommend for a combined cap of 60? Already have Bryant in my lineup. No, TSC's not back yet. I thought he was. When you say that, do you mean Bryant's already like Bryant is a part of that, or now you have 60 to go with that? Lewis, re-ask that question, Lewis, and I'll understand. Best between liking the stream versus subbing the channel. There we go. Shout out Top Shot Tesla. What do you guys think about Jaden Ivey? I have Ivy, so I root for him. He's been a little underwhelming, but the good news is his cap is 22, so it's not going to be super hard to do that. TST, you back with us?
I think I'm better now.
Yeah, you do seem better now.
Okay. I'm good.
Marco's asked about Christian Wood. Christian Wood, I think, is like my favorite overall play, even though I don't have him, because like Jason Kidd has to play him. He's got a cap of 28 and a projection of 37.6. So I love Christian Wood. I don't know. You any thoughts against that?
He's just, I don't know. He just has let me down so many times, like from a Sorare perspective, while probably fan bases can relate to that as well. But so it's just like, I think I'm just like scarred a little bit by that, because it's just like he'll pop off when I don't play him and then he shits the bed when I do. So I like him at that cap though, because it's not that bad. You're not paying up to get him. You're probably gaining a little bit in a champion for him.
What's your take on this? So he says, how much importance do you put on the Jazz players having 3 games?
For the Jazz, I think it matters actually more than other teams, because they aren't a team that are so like that. It's like so superstar heavy. So you're kind of like hoping for your guy to have his shot and pop. So more swings at that, the better. So like normally with a normal team, it's like the lower down they are on the like usage rating on their team, the more games that it matters. Like your superstar, it matters a little less. Like if they're going to get there somewhere between 50 and 60 Sorare points any given game, then having 3 games doesn't help as much as someone that's like, oh, their range of outcomes is between 5 and 30. Well, you want more swings at that.
Yeah, I've been using it as a tiebreaker. So if I if I can't make the decision, it's like, all right, who's got more games? But yeah, I agree with that with the Jazz too. And then maybe you get lucky. I don't know. Maybe somebody sits, and then like with Olynyk sitting, I think that helps some of the bigs like Lauri Markkanen. I mean, not that Lauri wasn't going to get his minutes, but like Walker Kessler now maybe gets a little bit more run.
I like Walker Kessler as a play this week.
Somebody was asking, Tom was saying, what do you think about Landry Shamet? I just don't like him, but he's got a cap of 15 and a projection of 21. So I think it's fine. I think it's fine for projections. I want to talk about this for 1 second here. I feel like I've been seeing a lot of this where the rewards haven't been like finished third in rare. Wait, you got it, but was it a super rare or did you get rare max? Because if you finish third in the rare champion, does that give you a super rare? I can't remember what the rewards are
Yeah,
for.
third place would be a tier 2 super rare.
Okay, that's great. That is great. Then I was thinking that was a rare that you got back, and I was like, if I finish third and I get Ben fucking Simmons, I'm gonna be furious. Sunshine also has Thibault or Jalen Williams. Oh God. Oh no. I guess Jalen
Jalen,
Williams.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess Jalen Williams. All right,
But
Brian is. Oh,
I
sorry. Go
feel
ahead.
like their caps are pretty drastically different.
But it's no, it's the big Jalen Williams, not the guard Jalen
Oh,
Williams. That's why I was like, I don't know. What two plays would you recommend for a cap of 60? Brian is already one of the three others in my lineup. So you got an average of 30 to make two more, right? All right, let's go. I think if you could go Chris Paul and somebody, that would be the best route to go. Because
what's
Chris
Chris
Paul, the
Paul?
cap, what did he cap at 33? So you could
Ooh.
go
You could go Chris Paul, Kawhi.
Chris Paul and Kawhi is great. Chris Paul and Kawhi, Russ and Kawhi. You could also do like Jalen Brunson and Kawhi. Jalen Brunson and Christian Wood is pretty solid.
Ooh, that's nice too.
Mikal Bridges and Christian Wood, Jordan Poole and Christian Wood. Like we saw Jordan Poole put up like 60 this weekend. So
yeah, we did.
That's right. You were there. Landry Shamet or Terrence Davis, you can't pick, Sean. Neither can I, Sean. Neither can I.
I'd go Terrence Davis.
Okay. There you go. There's your pick. Lotto says Randall and KD. I mean, Randall and Kyrie or KD and D'Anthony Melton. Ooh, I think it's Randall and Kyrie. I don't know. Where do you go?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I don't love Randall's cap situation right now. He has been playing a lot better, and that's why his cap's up. But I don't feel like he's that much value for that cap. But if you're like talking like within your own, you're not making any purchases or anything. You're just looking at what you have and you got to work with it. Then I'd pick those two.
Yeah. Ron says is Shea out? No, Shea's in.
Shea's in.
Sadiq Bey or Mike Conley. God, man. Mike Conley's probably safe for Sadiq Bey's probably got more of an upside. So I don't know. Ransom Reed says DeMar and Noel or Christian Wood and Anthony Simons.
I found
this on the web. Siri. I mean, for me, it's Wood and Simons. I don't know. Well, do you lean the other way?
I'd probably say Wood and Simons as well, but the Noel is a little interesting.
I feel like he's just been disappointing me lately. Would you play Eubanks and Watford or just one of them? Oh man, I think you could get away with playing both. I would want the Jeremy Grant news first, though.
Yeah, if you have if we get the Jeremy Grant news, I would be happy playing both of them, but I would maybe not play them both in the same lineup. Like,
yeah,
kind of split them and give you a little extra cap room in both your contender and champion or something. But because if not, you're putting a lot on them both having a good game.
That's true. Where was I saw a question here. What is your question? What is your guy's strategy? Oh no, wait, hold on. I want this one first. I believe Tatum's going to be back this week. I think that was like a personal day that they just kind of like needed him to give him a day off. That was my understanding. But Harvey asks, what is your guy's strategy when someone like AD gets hurt? Sell low because capital is not being used. Man, for me, that's like a player by player situation. AD is someone who has just such insane upside that I kind of like holding on to him, but I totally get getting off of him because of how frequent this happens. But I don't know. Do you have a take on that?
I think it more goes to how active are you in the marketplace? Like, are you like buying and selling like every day, multiple times a week, etc.? Then like you using that capital was probably a good thing. I'm not that active on it from a like buying and selling perspective. I'm more just like pick up a couple things here, there, every now and then. If someone's like really, I'm more like if someone's pumping, I'm not going to use them, then I might sell them. But I haven't even been doing that well in that. Like it's definitely like I could be doing better with my options if I was more active in the buy and selling. So if you're not that active, then you're probably not going to be like utilizing that capital that well. So I would just hold him because he's probably going to be useful again when he finally comes back.
Yeah, seeing a lot of questions on marketing. Marketing or Russell Westbrook. I'm probably taking Russ. Marketing's been he's been pretty consistent, but he hasn't shown a ceiling lately, which has been kind of frustrating. So, I that's just my take. Someone's asking about Clay's questionable for tomorrow, so you can. That's up to you. Or I think he's probable actually. Now I can't remember. I'll have to double check. Sorry, guys. Shake Milton or Buddy? Oh, it's Buddy. That's definitely Buddy. Unless Harden's out, but he's not. So that's definitely Buddy. Let's see. Sorry, I know I'm not getting every question. I'm doing my best here. Also, my nose is just like a faucet right now. So real bummer. Which 2 of 3, John Wall, KCP, or Isaiah Joe? Oh, man. KCP's questionable tomorrow, so you got to take that into consideration. The Clippers only have 1 game. You assume Wall plays, and Giddey's still out. So I don't know. Wall and Joe, right?
Yeah. KCP is kind of like a dice roll too, because if he plays and all the other people are out, then he could be a good play. But
somebody asked if Trey Mann is playing tonight for the Thunder. The Thunder available players tonight are SGA, Dort, Eugene, Jalen Williams, with an E, so not Jalen. So the question from earlier of the other Jalen Williams, he's not playing. Poku, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich, Muscala, Aaron Wiggins, and Lindy Waters. So he's not playing. Trey Mann is not playing. Thoughts on Brad Beal as a value? And then I'm going to dive in. I'm going to make my lineups because I need to do that soon. Bradley Beal is a cap of 38 and projection of 34. I don't know. What do you think about Bradley?
I want to see him kind of get his legs under him again. All the him being back, all the Wizards are kind of like messed up from how I view them on Sorare right now, because Porzingis and Kuzma are just such smash hits. He was playing really well before he got injured, and now he hasn't necessarily lived up to that just yet. So maybe wait for some of those better performances to get knocked off on his last 10, and we can get him at a little better value.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We've got 111 entrants. If you haven't done this yet, like the stream, subscribe, put hashtag Team Hold. I'm going to build my lineups here quickly. Well, then we'll hammer some more questions. I already threw in my common contender and common champion. I don't care about those right now. So even though that's how I got my best reward this week is from the common champion. Let's go to rare contender first. So yeah, I think the rare scores come down a little bit this week, right? Knowing that you have to use 5 rares.
Having used 5 rares, and I bet you we see like 500 less entrants.
Yeah. God, I hope so. All right, here we go. So I'm starting with Jordan Poole here. I think Jordan Poole and Draymond are like must plays if they're both playing. So that's my 31, my 25 spot. Then, so I have a Damian Jones. So we just plug in Damian Jones here.
Hell yeah.
Cap of 5. That leaves me with 23. So down here we've got Hayes and Wesley Matthews. I'm not playing either of those. Culver is dust. Wiseman, I'd have to get lucky. Dwight Powell is questionable, I think, so that would be a little dicey, although he's got 2 games. I don't know. Paul Reed, we would need Embiid to sit. Is that a back? No, it's not a back-to-back either. I think we just do Nick Richards, and then that gets us up to... So I could do Nick Richards and Trey Murphy. I don't think that's going to be it. I think it's just Jaden and Harrison Barnes, or Jaden Ivey, Jalen Smith, Jaden Ivey, Harrison Barnes, Jaden Ivey, Yuta.
I'd go Ivy Barnes, I think.
Yeah, Jalen Smith's minutes have been shit. And I don't love it. And I like the matchup against Charlotte. So
if you can get something out of Damian Jones, this lineup is nice.
Right? Isn't this pretty solid right here? I like this one quite a bit. It just feels pretty balanced with also like a ton of upside from. I forgot Draymond Green because he got ejected from like a couple games. His like cap went all the way down to 25. So, and Ivy's been playing bad too, so his cap's way down. So, all right, that's gonna be my rare contender. I'm not gonna do my rare champion because it's just gonna be all the leftovers. I honestly needed a rare underdog here. That would be helpful. We'll go to a limited contender now. Zion and Sabonis, I think I'm just saving for my rare, my limited champion, and just fire both of those in. Unless I can get Sabonis in. Sabonis is going to, we just saw Jokic go for 40 and 27 and 10 against the Charlotte Hornets, and now they're on a back-to-back and they get Sabonis, which is, I mean, he's going to be one of my favorite plays. Actually, I just want to see what he's projecting as right now. So Sabonis has a cap of 44 and a projection of 45. Sabonis is getting 55 tonight unless the Kings win by 40, and then he doesn't play the fourth quarter. All right. I think Fred VanVleet's going to be my starting point here with a cap of 35, but I'm actually going to search for value first because I got a lot of guys here in this 30 range that are solid. Lonnie Walker's probably got to be in there, right? Cap of 22. Yeah. All right. Anybody else that's like Kuminga's probably getting in there. Okongwu's probably getting in there with 2 games. This feels like it's going to be a balanced build. I don't know how
Carter.
many. Is Holiday missing time?
Middleton is.
Oh. Is he the direct beneficiary for Middleton being out?
I think he's a projected starter right now.
Yeah.
Like that's why he was doing so well all that other time, right?
I thought that's because Holiday missed some time.
Well, they both did, right?
Right.
I mean,
I'm gonna see what else I have before I go to Javon. Down here, Shaden Sharp with 2 games, although Damon Simons are both playing. So Jock Landale really disappointed last game. I wanted to roll with him. Jeff Green is questionable for his game. What's Dario Saric projecting? He's not awesome. We got Garuba. We might just run out JaMychal Green again.
Oh, JaMychal Green.
Right?
Yeah.
Or Christian Braun. Actually, it might be Christian Braun. It might be Christian Braun because that opens up some stuff here. Because then I can go, 30 and 30. What was the other guy that stood out when we were out? Like we could go only one game. Mitch Robb against Golden State and Toronto. I don't love that. But we could go Miles Turner 1 game against the Celtics. Or Kevin Porter Jr. against the Spurs and the Magic. Jalen Green against the Spurs and the Magic. 31 and 33. Scotty Barnes. How do we feel about Scotty Barnes? Killian Hayes. You don't love this, huh? What we could do, Mitch. I don't know. Who do we like? Who do we like in this range? The 1 game from Miles Turner is tough.
Yeah.
Jalen Noel, that gets me up to 40. And then we could throw in Markkanen.
Ooh, 3 games of Markkanen.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. Maybe we go.
You were also talking about how Fred was going to be your what you were building around.
I know. Well, let's see what Fred does. If I go Fred, and then that gives me 29. I could do Fred and Ben Simmons. Do they have? Oh, no, I can't.
30.
Maybe Mitchell Robinson. I don't know. 2 games out of Mitchell Robinson.
The other thing I would say is, do you want to save Okongwu for your champion lineup?
Okay, let's do that. Let's see what that does. So then that leaves me with 24 per. Maybe we just do this. Maybe we just do Zach Collins 2 games, Houston against New Orleans. I actually kind of like Zach Collins here. And then 27 Mathurin
or Goodwin.
Yeah, but Beal's back. Goodwin's cap's too high with Beal. Monty Morris back. Actually, maybe Jalen Noel. Hold on. Let's do this. Actually, let me just. Fuck it. Hold on. Let's start over here. Let's go to limited champion. Let's do this first, since this is what we're caring about. Zion, Sabonis. Let's go. And then you said Okongwu. You put Okongwu in this one. What am I doing? Why can't I spell? What's going on? All right, that leaves us 28. What if we do Freddie? What does that leave me? 22. Lonnie Walker.
Ooh.
Right?
Now we're cooking.
This is good. How many games does Zion have? 2? Submit. There we go. Now we can build this garbage contender team. We go back to the drawing board here. I'm sorry if people hate this right now, but this is helpful. Thad Young or Jock Landale? You want to answer that one?
Jock Landale. But
yeah,
I am not happy, but I would not like super amped on either of them. But I mean,
yeah,
hopefully.
A lot of people are asking about Trey Mann. Gustav, Trey Mann is in the G League. We just talked about that like a few minutes ago. Holiday versus Paul George. Any take on that?
I mean, Paul George hasn't been playing, so like he screwed two rare lineups for me. I had a limited in one of them, and I had a rare in the other one, and he didn't play last game week. So
Wait, Ghost of Greg Oden, is that true? I didn't see that anywhere. Is he got a concussion?
Really?
I didn't see that anywhere. If anybody can confirm that, that would be helpful. Kyle Anderson's now
He's in
questionable.
concussion protocol and he's out.
He is out. Wow. Okay. Man, does that make Dario Saric a play now? Is it 8? Do we have 8 news?
No, questionable.
You know what? I'm doing it, guys. This is what I'm doing in this lineup. We're gonna roll the dice here with Dario Saric, and then we're also gonna play Christian Braun in this lineup. Ready? We're just gonna go dumpster diving, and then we are gonna go. Oh God, we could almost do it. All right, we're gonna go Mitchell Robinson, and then we're gonna go. I don't Jalen. Yeah, probably Jalen Green or Kevin Porter Jr.
Who do you want to try to reach for up there? Who are you trying to reach for?
I think I wanted Scotty Barnes.
You didn't want Markkanen?
All right, we can try to get Markkanen. I feel like we should use him. And then it leaves me at 28, though. I feel like that leaves me in no man's land.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's do what I was going to do. We'll do more bounce. Sorry, Lauri Markkanen, you're not playing this week. We're going to go Scotty. I feel like Scotty's due. Scotty and then Jalen Green or Kevin Porter Jr. because Keldon Johnson might sit tonight, so that bums me out. Hello?
Yep.
Who do you think, Jalen Green or Kevin Porter Jr.?
Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. I just will always default to Jalen Green between the two of those.
Let's do it. All right, those are my main squads. Oh, limited all offense. I forgot we had all offense this week.
Yeah.
We get a cap of 30 though. There we go. We'll put.
What do you mean a cap of 30? This is an MVP one again.
Oh, this is an MVP. Jeremy Grant, welcome aboard. Lauri Markkanen.
Lauri Markkanen, you are playing. Stay ready.
Stay ready. Stay ready. Stay loose. Aaron Neesmith's been balling, but we're not going to play him. Oh, Dorian Finney's. No, that's stupid. Kaminga. Let's use Kaminga. Then that leaves me with 31.
Rudy Gobert officially out. Naz Reid, everybody. Naz Reid. Hammer.
Lock and load. Naz Reid. Throw Killian Hayes in there. And then actually, no, let's throw Kevin Porter Jr. in there. Kevin Porter Jr., 32. Jesus. Benedict Mathurin, and then we'll go up to. Ooh, no, he's only got one game. He's probably going to miss. Whatever. Let's take a swing on this. We'll go Keldon Johnson instead. All right. There we go. My squads are locked and loaded. Wow. So Naz Reid's definitely gonna pump tonight. That's good news. If anybody was sitting on Nathan Knight, he's still gonna be, he's not a huge slam dunk, but he's still a solid play now with him out. Markkanen or Van Fleet. I don't know. Where do you land on that one?
Markkanen if you have the cap room.
Yeah, because Markkanen's got pretty much the same projection. But yeah, Markkanen feels a little bit safer. How are you feeling about hopping on the Walker Kessler with Olynyk out in 3 games? You were liking that, right?
Yeah, I like that. He's been being pretty productive. He's been getting consistent minutes.
Cap of 25, projection of 27 feels like that has room to run.
Mm-hmm.
Asking if John Collins will play. So this is weird, man. It sounded like he was good to go, and then they kind of were like, "Oh, it's a game time decision now." So that makes me a little bit more nervous. Vendetta's asking, "How can I join the Team Hold Discord?" I'll drop a link. Yeah, there you go. Good question. It should be in the show notes, but I'll drop a link into the chat right now. And also in the show notes, you can find a link to the VIP. If you guys sign up to be a Team Hold VIP member, you get access to the gated communities. We have a So Rare channel in there, so it helps us out too. So I would appreciate it if you sign up. TS here, your lineup's already built. Do you want to?
I'm fitting Naz Reid into my common now, so throw my screen up there. We can.
Here you go.
Try to. So because I put Naz Reid in, I've got 3 cap to play with. I think I'm locked in with De'Aaron Fox, Jalen Brunson, but Mikal Bridges, I could move up to Freddie.
Wow, De'Aaron Fox's cap is so low now. That is a steal.
Yeah, I could move up to Freddie. Giddey, only 1 game, but I don't know. I got Garland, Banchero. I could also move up to. So that's also pretty Larry much it.
Ruled out. I think you can get to Banchero. I played Paolo.
Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to roll with.
Yeah, Paolo's been great. Solid squad. Solid squad. Biombo, yeah, I would lean Biombo and just hope DeAndre Ayton's out again. But if DeAndre Ayton is in, then I would go the other way. So that's not very helpful, but that's my take. Thoughts on my contenders is Hallier. He's running out Brunson, the Dort Report, Reed, Jaden, and Eubanks. Dude, that's great. That's really good. Zilly's rolling out Reed. Wow, dude, everybody already had Eubanks. What's going on? Reed, Eubanks, Okongwu, and Christian Wood. And Hayward. Hayward's the only one that makes me nervous, but that's a great squad. Great squad. Everybody's got better teams than me. Joker Rock saying, I got Damian in right now. Don't trust the Warriors giving Green minutes. And heck, if I know what is going on with Braun. Yeah. Fred Van Fleet or Jalen. I actually didn't look at Jalen's.
I haven't seen his.
Jalen Brown's got a cap of 47 and a projection of 40. All right. So that's tough. The cap of 47 is really tough. But if you're just like wiling out, I'd take Jalen's overall total over him.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. I saw that there was another question I wanted to get to. Nathan Knight. So yeah, dude, Nathan Knight's playable, but you got to remember, like, the reason, like, I know he's not projecting here. He's a cap of 2, so he's probably going to get some minutes. But the reason he popped last game was because Naz Reid left the game and they were already without Rudy. So Bix says thoughts about Will Barton with Beal. Yeah, that definitely decreases his ceiling. Yeah, and Barton's coming off a couple of hot games too. Here we go. I'll let you answer this one. Josh says pick 2. CJ, Josh Hart, and Draymond.
CJ's cap's 30. What's Hart's cap? Bring up Hart's cap.
Yeah,
I'm definitely taking Draymond.
He's 28.
28. Then I'm taking CJ and Draymond. Like CJ's cap's only 30, so that's like,
and
can be
Draymond's
nice
25 too, which is nuts. Jeb's rolling out Darius Garland, Devin Vassell, Eubanks, Okongwu, Damon Jones. There we go. It's solid.
Plus, according to Draymond's last game, he stole Steph Curry's shooting touch and just
there you go.
I'm going to knock down 3 straight threes to start the game. And
new guy. Kuz, Clay, or Vooch, man. Clay makes me nervous because I feel like he could sit, and I just deep down don't like Vooch. I think Kuz is probably the highest upside play of all. Well, Clay's probably the highest upside, but Kuz safe and
Kuz puts up some numbers.
Yeah. What's going on with Eubanks? Eubanks is starting because Nurk is out. That's what's going on. Somebody asked about Goran Dragic. We can look up the Dragon. The Bulls backcourt though is just kind of weird. Yeah, I cap a 10, projection 8.
Larry Nance Jr.'s out.
So
we kind of assumed that when we were looking at who were we looking at? Hayes or someone earlier?
People ask about Kenrich Williams. He is available tonight. Cap of 15, projection of 21. I think, yeah, they like Kenrich too at OKC, so he'll get some minutes. Can you check? Oh, dude, if it's the first one, Gustav. Admiral Schofield. Is Admiral Schofield getting minutes?
Yeah,
he is. Cap of 11, projection is. Yeah, I'd go the other one though. I'm not trusting Admiral Schofield minutes. So Lewis asks with Larry out. Yeah, Jonas is a play. Obviously, Jonas and Zion, but the guy that has been popping is Willie Hernan Gomez, who they're assuming is going to take those minutes. Also, Vendetta, welcome, my man. Welcome.
Hell yeah.
What else we got? Best cap 28, not Leonard. All right.
Yeah. Doesn't trust him.
And we're way more expensive. So Christian Wood.
Yeah.
Christian Wood, Şengün. For me, it's Wood though. Christian Wood.
Yeah. There's a little Collins, but it's too early. Yeah. Too early. I'd want to see something.
Yeah, Bogdan's fine. Gordon Hayward a little bit cheaper too. You can do that if you want. There we go. Bruce Brown actually has a solid projection too. I have a cap of 26. Goes to Greg Oden. There we go. Look at these members. Is it worth buying Christian Braun to play instead of Dragic? I mean, both of those guys, dude, could get a floor of like 4. So I don't know how expensive Braun is right now. So I wouldn't go like break the bank. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but I don't know. All right, we're going to wrap up here, guys. So this is last call for any questions you want to fire in. I'll try to get a couple more. We have 126 entrants and 157 of you watching. So like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold, and put hashtag Team Hold in to qualify. We'll spin this. If you win this thing, shoot me a DM. I'm also going to drop TST's YouTube channel into the chat. If you guys haven't checked out TST, tell them a little bit about what you got going on.
So basically, once per game week, I try to get out a kind of who I like that week. I split into 3 tiers. So I look at someone over a cap of 30, someone between 20 or 15 and 30, and then some people below 15. Put that out. Try to put it out kind of earlier in the week. So this is always a place to kind of like come back to, even if you looked at that just because of the injury news, but it's kind of to maybe get ahead of things and not have people that have pumped too much, and just some better general plays based on where their caps are, rather than like, oh shit, this just got announced and I have to pay attention to it. And then I put out a video last week, kind of general thoughts, and looked back at my last 2 months on Sorare and rewards and stuff. So that's a fun one to check out if you haven't already. And yeah.
You guys should record TST intro and play it every time. I got some breaking news. We are gonna have like a fun new intro coming for some of our stuff soon. So in the works. All right, and if you guys are new here, listen, we do this live before lock show on Mondays and Fridays before the game weeks lock, obviously. So 5:30 on Monday and Friday. Also put out 2 episodes of value hunting a week, one for each game week, and we do an NBA morning show Monday through Friday. I already dropped a link to the Discord. Sign up for all that stuff. Gavin saying, is it worth buying Nas before lock? Dude, Gavin, here's the thing, man. Nas is already pumped up. So I think he's a great play. I don't know if it's worth buying the top of Nas Reed, because Nas Reed sooner or later is not going to be a great play. His cap's going to go up and Rudy's going to be back. Josh says, thanks guys. You make a long drive more enjoyable. With Nance out, does Zion get a bump? Debating him and KD for the MVP spot. Oh man. I mean, KD has definitely got the higher upside, but I love me some Zion. Yeah. I think we lost TST. Oh no, you're still there, TST.
He's only got 1 game too, so maybe take Zion on that one.
Yeah,
but I don't think that has nothing really to do with the injury for me.
All right, here we go. Some more breaking news here. So DeJounte Murray is going to play. John Collins is going to play. So both of them are ready to go. OG is available to play. Romeo Langford's available to play. Keldon Johnson is out. So get big body Johnson. Actually, I'm going to do that right now before I forget. Where did I put him in my limited all offense? Yeah, let's get Keldon out of there, and we'll just roll with Killian Hayes.
Yeah,
I know. It doesn't matter. We just gotta stop. I do think that hurts Malachi Flynn a little bit with OG back. But I don't
Malachi
know.
Flynn, I wouldn't play him now.
Yeah, I would just be wary of that. Although who knows? You never know what's going on with Toronto here. All right, let's spin this thing. 139 entrants. Thank you everyone for being here. Again, if you win, shoot me a DM either in the Discord or at Mike Zakarian on Twitter. If you watch this whole show without signing up for Sorare, I don't know what to tell you. You should sign up for Sorare. Halyard 98. Let's go, baby. It was almost Dustin. That would have been devastating. People were asking about Devin Vassell. Yeah, Devin Vassell is still a good play. Trey Jones. All of those Spurs guys still good plays. Romeo Langford, Doug McDermott, all of those fucks. So there you go. All right. Thanks everyone for being here. Best of luck with your game weeks. Make sure you tweet your lineup status. Let us know how you do. Congrats to Halyard and TST, rooting for you and your Wi-Fi.